all around the world attending again here. Many of these names I haven't seen before, so welcome to you. I think that's Junior from Barbados, maybe. Is that you on the call, Junior? But lots of people here. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much. And let's get underway.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for joining us on this short overview. I'm here to, I suppose, examine or take a look at, or how else would you phrase it? I'm here to give you my own thoughts, opinions, my own overview on the Aurum Foundation. I've been asked to share my thoughts with you. I don't work for this company. I'm totally independent. But I've done a lot of due diligence. I'm happy to share that with you, and maybe in some kind of way would help you get closer on your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give any financial advice. So I'm not here. I'm not an accountant. I don't have any experience in that area. I'm just an independent family man. We have traditional business, and I've had a good look at this Aurum opportunity. Now, on this slide, it shows three different corporate structures. They have the European division based, the Aurum Neobank based out of Poland. They've got the Investment LLC in the Emirates, and I've actually seen the license for that. I've seen last year's license, and they had to renew it again. And of course, that was renewed by the Dubai government. That's the one in the center. And of course, they have the foundation established in Hong Kong. I am aware that there are no offices in Hong Kong. And very recently then, they also acquired a license in Canada. And that's not to say they're doing business there. First thing comes the license. Second thing, I assume, would come the offices. And then, of course, with the lawyer's approval, they could maybe take something to market over there as well. So people are from different jurisdictions. You need to check in your own area what's compliant and what's not compliant in those jurisdictions. But when we have a look then at the corporate talent, I've got to say I'm impressed certainly with Leonardo. Leonardo, a young man, not a sales type, a very intelligent, humble man. I spent some time learning more about this gentleman, and he worked at government level building blockchains. He also was a former Binance strategic partner, and he was appointed by Bryan Benson, the CEO, to operate the Aurum exchange, which is in fact up and running right now in public beta test mode, and it's run without a glitch, which is incredible. He's also in the background developing a DEX, a decentralized exchange, but that's not ready at this point. Al Risky, I know that he does the presentations in Indonesia. He is the director of strategy. I've never met the man, but I've actually been in the same room as him. I was at a dinner table one evening, and he was at another dinner table. And in fact, I couldn't get near him because there were so many people around this guy taking photographs, taking selfies. So I knew he was important, but I never had the opportunity to speak to him myself. Nicholas Kellens, he's from Australia. Again, he's head of partnerships, a great talent. I also met Brent. Brent is one of the VC advisory board. VC stands for venture capitalists, for the high net worth individuals. I would say customers thinking in the region of $5 million plus would go through these guys, both Brent and Tobias. Nick Patel, he's of Indian origin. He's maybe second or third generation, but he's got 25 years experience in global finance, and he's also the CEO of Bank of Bullion. And when we talk about bullion, then we know we're talking about gold, because this platform offers a gold product, a gold real world asset. Bukari on the left-hand side of your screen, he's head of African relations. And of course, Bukari is the ex-deputy finance minister from Sierra Leone. So quite a diverse talent from various continents. We cannot say it's a US company, even though our CEO is from the United States, Mr. Bryan Benson. Bryan did his education in California in Santa Barbara University, and then he went into the banking industry. He left uni, and went straight into the bank, and he worked at Morgan Stanley Bank. And there he became a trader. He traded for Morgan Stanley. But when he left the bank, he went to what's known as Web3. He went to blockchain. He worked with several companies, including Algorand. He was the ambassador for Algorand, if you're familiar with that blockchain, a fabulous blockchain. And he worked for Binance, and that's where he had his greatest success. This gentleman is responsible for 20% of Binance's revenue in those days. When Binance went from nothing to $1 billion, this man, his region, generated almost 20% of the revenues. He was managing director for Mexico, for Colombia, for Peru, for Paraguay, for Argentina, for Brazil, for Chile. This was the managing director of LATAM, Latin America, Central and South America, massive continent, a massive section. With that comes a lot of experience, a lot of headaches too, I'm sure. A very talented man, and again, a humble man, a man that will not be dressed in fancy suits and draped with jewelry. No, very humble man, but with great work ethic. And I spent a few days with Bryan as well, asked him lots of questions. I have a copy of his American passport, so I can tell you his middle name and I can tell you his date of birth. But just part of my due diligence was to talk to these people and just suss out who they are, what they're doing, and do they have the knowledge? Do they have the capabilities? Do they have the finance to operate a business as such? And I've got to say, I was reasonably satisfied with the quality of this corporate team. I did a Google on him all the same, and I just pressed images. Can you see the images button just to see, was it the same guy I was talking to? And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. He's everywhere in a positive light. We can see him here when he was much younger. We can see images as he appears today. We can see him with the Binance shirt on. And this is the Bryan Benson. And there's a lot of history here. And that's important. There's history. This is not an actor. This is the real Bryan Benson. In fact, he's quite famous. Forbes magazine have spoken positively about the opportunity. And at one point, they had invited Mr. Bryan Benson to the Forbes Finance Council. This is a big accolade, big recognition. They wrote a whole page on this guy. Based on his acumen, on his business experience, they invited him to the Forbes Council. I was also impressed when I learned that the issuing bank for Visa and MasterCard also have adopted Aurum, and they supply service to the Aurum community with a Visa card and a MasterCard. This is quite impressive to be able to share or co-brand your name with Visa's name on the same piece of plastic. That speaks volumes. And also, the fact that they don't even ask for a passport or driver's license. They don't ask for a utility bill or bank statement. These are cards that could be issued without those credentials. And I thought that was unusual, but very, very impressive at the same time. And you can import your cryptocurrency. Let's say you have some on Binance or Coinbase or Kraken or any of these exchanges. Maybe it's MetaMask or Token Pocket, could be Trust Wallet. You can import your USDT to your Aurum account. You can press top up and send those currencies to your Visa card. And now that gives you the ability to spend cryptocurrency anywhere in the world. And that's a phenomenal product to have. So I was quite impressed to see that Visa, and you can imagine the due diligence that Visa needs to do. I mean, they obviously know who this Bryan Benson guy is. They obviously have checked out the directors. They obviously have looked at the licensing or the bank statements, or they've looked at, I don't know, the accountancy before they would endorse the Aurum opportunity. So that was a very important ingredient in my research. I then learned that Bryan Benson traveled the world last year, and I think he was on the road for the whole year. He actually started in Colombia, and he went south to Argentina, where he spent a week at the Ethereum conference. He headed into London, where he did an event in London. He went on to the Netherlands. He went into Germany. He went to Slovenia. He went to Luxembourg, I think, Austria or Luxembourg, maybe Luxembourg. He was in Vietnam. He was in, where else did he go? He went to Hong Kong. He was in Greece. Did I say Slovenia? He was in the Emirates. He was in Singapore. Here we have him on Singapore, where he spoke at the world's largest blockchain conference. And this man is held in high regard. He was one of the major speakers. 25,000 people showed up. And my thoughts are that if a company is prepared to put itself in an environment of crypto expertise, then this company has nothing to hide. This company is there. He was there strutting his stuff. He was there putting out his chest. He was there looking for products. He was there looking for liquidity for his community. And he traveled with that message around the world. even in the Emirates. He spoke in Abu Dhabi. He spoke in Dubai. He's been interviewed by Benzingo, sorry, Cointelegraph. As I said, Forbes wrote a piece on him. These interviews are very, very interesting as well. If you listen to the Wendy O interview, it's important to listen to her question and more importantly to listen to his answers. And here we see him on stage, Mr. Bryan Benson, second from the right off your screen, next to the co-founder of Sandbox, next to the co-founder of 1inch, next to the founder of EaseFlow. These are serious major blockchain platforms, and to have Bryan Benson associated, to have him picked for a panel of experts tells a lot about this man's credentials, more than capable of running this organization. He was invited to the Satoshi Roundtable, and here we see him with his arm around the billionaire. And now we do know that we are dealing with Bryan Benson, the real Bryan Benson from Binance. On the right-hand side of your screen is the founder of Binance, the billionaire CZ. And that was all interesting. And then even recently, they've hired Mr. Andrew Isaacs. And Andrew is the COO. So Bryan Benson is the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. Andrew Isaacs is the Chief Operating Officer. And to be honest, I think this guy's too well qualified. Andrew has 18 years experience in investment banking. And in fact, he managed a fund of $23 billion. Now, Aurum is tiny compared to this. I mean, at one point, Aurum was trading at something like $150 million. This guy has experience of $23 billion. And that's why I think he's overqualified for the job. He's handled $2 billion in digital assets and a nice guy in it. So it just shows the talent that's been recruited to this company. It really looks like a serious operation. And recently, as I said earlier, they've acquired a Canadian license, and this is an important step towards regulations. Regulations is kind of like a minefield. It's a moving target. But Bryan Benson has navigated these waters before when he worked at Binance. And I know as soon as they start accepting fiat payments like euro, pound, dollar, yen, naira, once they start accepting those currencies, it'll have to go into full regulation where you will have to supply your passports and your driver's license. You will have to have AML checks and stuff like that. But right now, it's still in that gray zone. And this Canadian license shows the intention of the company to move towards a regulatory process. And that's good. You can see the company number down there, BC 157-1382. So all of this is good in terms of the company. The next thing we need to take a quick look at is the product range. And some of these products are exceptional. This one on the screen is amazing. This is a point of sale terminal. Now, most shops already have one, but not this one. This one accepts not only fiat payments, it accepts crypto payments. They're designing ATM machines. They've already launched for public beta testing their exchange. And my understanding is this has operated since November last year without a single glitch. Incredible product. On the exchange, they have a staking product where you can get 17 to 20% a year on your coins. So for any of you who have, say, a little bit of Bitcoin sitting somewhere, or maybe a little bit of XRP or USDT, maybe lying in a wallet on an exchange doing nothing, by staking it on this platform, you can receive free Bitcoins every day, free XRP, free Ethereum. You can have USDT added to your account on a daily basis with no lock-in. That's what's interesting. Staking, to me, I thought, wow, you have to stake it for a period of time, like 30 days, a month, say 6 months, a year. No, put it in today, take it out tomorrow. And the rewards are added daily to your account. You can take out profit and principal, profit or principal, principal only, profit only. It's your money. It's that's why it's called liquidity staking. It's there. Take it if you want it. It's not locked in for any period. I thought that was quite an interesting product. I mean, 17 to 20% a year beats the bank. 17 to 20% a year beats real estate. 17 to 20% a year beats gold. A fabulous product considered. Now, let's have a listen to Mr. Bryan Benson himself. And just for a moment, listen to what he says. Listen to the sound bites. And I'd like you to listen to this as though you had to repeat it. Okay? Listen to this as though there was an exam when this finishes in 2 or 3 minutes, that you had to repeat what he said. Listen with that enthusiasm, please.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's, hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people turn into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company, is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally, is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. Yeah. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
Isn't that interesting? What he said is, I think what we have here at Aurum is very similar to when I worked at Binance. He also said he wants to create 1,000 millionaires. He also said, I've done this before. And therefore, I think the intentions of this man is good. I listened to his 10-year roadmap, where he comes up with a variety of numbers and intentions to grow the community, to grow the product range. I think he's an exceptional man, in my own humble opinion. With that said, let's now tell you the bad news. There are no freebies. It's going to cost $19.99 USDT, a subscription for the whole year, to use any of their products. Now, I look at that as 4 cups of coffee. It costs 4 cups of coffee to have an international fintech business at your disposal. For $19.99, you don't need any wages to pay. You don't need any insurance. You don't need any products to develop. You don't have to deal with taking any payments. You don't have to, it's pay rent for anything. There's little or no overhead. $20 a year. It's a very serious opportunity for $20 a year. I also know that most people are not financial advisors, myself included, so you can't be giving financial advice. You can't be making promises. You can't be selling investments. You can't be selling securities. So please don't go down that road. You can, however, promote a website. You can promote Amazon. You can promote YouTube. You can promote this website. So when your customer spends that $20 subscription with Aurum, then they're dealing after that with Aurum for the products, not you. You can't sell these products. So Aurum supply the Visa cards, Aurum supply the ATM machines, Aurum supply the AI agents and trading bots, Aurum supply the exchange, Aurum supply the point of sale terminals, Aurum supply the gold products, not you. So don't be selling those products. And that's the distinction. And the other distinction is that they don't pay you for recruiting, and that's important. In some jurisdictions, and laws are different in different parts of the world. I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you what's right or wrong in your jurisdiction, but some places don't like the fact that if you recruit someone and you get paid for that, if you're incentivized to recruit someone and get paid, in some jurisdictions, that's seen as a no-no. Here, if you join somebody for $20, nobody gets paid. They don't pay out for recruiting. That's important. However, if your customer engages with a product or orders a product or spends money and buys something, then yes, you're eligible for commissions, but not on recruiting people. And I think that's a very important distinction. I think the lawyers have done a great job on that, on those 2 parts. So please understand that if you decide to get involved with the opportunity. Now, the people's favorite, I'm told, is the EXI bot. This has been around for over 3 years. It was not intended for retail, for the retail market. It was designed for the VC market, for the what we would call accredited investors, for the banks, for the high net worth individuals. But a year and a half after this launched, it launched actually in January 2023, the 11th of January to be precise. A year and a half after they launched this, they only had a handful of wealthy customers. A year and a half later, they decided to have an affiliate program because they were advised that if they were going to launch an exchange sometime in the future, a great way to attract business, a great way to attract users, community, was through a referral program, through an affiliate program. And they adopted that part in September 2024 is my understanding. I never heard about this until 2025, but it's been around for quite a while. I'm happy about that because it does give you some level of confidence that it's been sustainable for over 3 years already. The AI has developed phenomenally well. It has deep learning, if you know what that means. It's got machine learning, if you know what that means. They do pay Bloomberg for a Bloomberg feed. And again, that's a very important instrument in the AI's quality of selection of trades. On average, since the inception of this product, it's doing in around 17% a month, 17.5% a month. That's not available for customers. That's what the fund generates. The customers is a little bit different. It really depends on your own account. So let's say you were a customer that tried $100, or let's say anywhere between $100 and $249. Those customers are benefiting to the tune of in around 10% a month. It's not fixed, it's variable. The market moves, the market changes, but based on past performance. And again, past performance is not indicative of any future results, but based on past performance, the statistics they're giving out is that these clients are getting 10% a month. And I've spoken to a few clients, and it's very, very accurate. For those of you that can enjoy $249 up to $999 in a deposit, these customers are getting 11% a month on average. For those of you that can do between $1,000 and $2,500, these clients are getting in around 12% each month. And you can see yourself, obviously, the larger the deposit, the better the potential reward for your own account. So I had a number of questions about this. The first question I had was, how does the company make money? If they're paying out all this money, how does the company make money? Well, if you're getting 10% as an example and the company's doing 17, it's quite easy to see the company's making 7% on all those small accounts. For those customers that are getting 11%, the company makes 6%. For those customers that are getting 12%, the company enjoys 5%. So in every instance, the company's always making money. And I thought that was very important. I mean, it's got to be win-win-win. Everybody's got to win. You can't have a company suffering. So it's important that the company remains solvent. It's important that the company are also making money. My next question was, can you withdraw this money? Can you withdraw these profits? And the answer was yes, anytime you want. In fact, every day if you wish. I thought that was good. My next question was, what do you charge, or what are the fees for withdrawing the money? And I was glad to hear that's only 1%. I've heard of platforms that charge up to 10% to withdraw your own money. I mean, guys, that's crazy. 10%? 1% is sufficient, they told me. They said, maybe to close down a trade, to convert a currency, to stop the transaction fees, these type of things, they charge 1%. And I thought that was very, very fair. But these were some of the questions I had on it. I was able then to look at a couple of accounts. This is a small customer account with only $500. I mean, you can start with a lot lower than that, but this client started with $500, and they started this. Can you see over here on the left-hand side, please? Created on the 17th of April. Now, the $500 was deposited on the 17th of April, but in the deposit box, it says 882. How is that possible? How can 500 be 882? The answer is this account has been trading for 5 months. It's gone from 500 to 550 to 6 to 7 to 882. And you will get on the right-hand side of your screen on the 17th of September, where the mouse is right now, that shows you the timestamp we got here from the 17th of April to the 17th of September is exactly 5 months. And this account has achieved 76% rewards. Now, 76% is incredible. There's no bank in the world that will offer 76% in 5 months. There's no piece of real estate that you can purchase that will generate 76% profit in 5 months. That's like buying a property for 100,000 in your region and selling it 5 months later for 176,000. That's what 76% is. So for a small account, I found that to be very, very impressive. I then was able to track a larger account. This account in the red oval shape, you will see that this account was funded on the 10th of April, 2025, more than a year ago. 10th of April, 2025. It was funded with $10,000, but I couldn't see $10,000 anywhere. I looked everywhere. I could see 12,360, and that's because the 10,000 has grown to 12,360. The profit element when this is a customer is 2,360. So your question to me is, well, how long did it take to go from 10,000 to 12,000? And the answer is on the screen on the bottom right-hand corner. We're looking at the 16th of May. So if the account opened on the 10th of April, the 10th of May would be 1 month, and the 16th of May is 6 more days, a month and 6 days. Allow me to round that up to 5 weeks. This particular account did 23% in 5 weeks. The 10,000 became 12,360. After 10 weeks, the same account on the 24th of June had reached $15,500. It made another $3,000 in the next 5 weeks. After 12 weeks, that's 3 months, the 10,000 became 17,000. And after 4 months, this particular account doubled. The 10,000 became 20,000. Now remember, the customer deposited 10,000. It didn't make 20,000. It made 10,000. The 10,000 of this was the customer's deposit. It's now sitting at 20. So the profit element was 10,000 in 4 months. Incredible. But this particular customer, we've noticed, is reinvesting the profits back into the trading to get this compounded effect. When you start your account, this button is not engaged. It's not turned on. That means every day your profit comes, you withdraw that. By your prerogative, by your decision, and you decide to engage this button, what you're saying to the system is, listen, the profits I make today, I'm happy to leave inside Binance, if that's where you're trading. I'm happy to leave it there with my principal portion so that tomorrow both profit and principal are working together. It's a compounding effect. And that's why this particular account has done so well. So again, that's not financial advice. It's just education. It's just showing you exactly this was live data from a customer's account. This is authentic and very, very impressive, I must say. Now, lots of people say, well, how can they make all this money? And I think it's because most people aren't used to this. We're conditioned to what you would receive in the bank, which is little or nothing, 1 to 2% or 3% a year if you're lucky. But it's the banks that have been making the money all these times. It's the big guys that have been making the money. They've been putting the money to work. The bank takes your money and lends it to 10 other people, and they charge rates and they make the money and they give you nothing for your money. But in the cryptocurrency world, which is quite volatile, it takes that volatility to make these profits. This is a website called CoinMarketCap. It's a third-party company. It's nothing to do with Aurum. The purpose of this slide is to illustrate to you that some of these coins can do like 2,000% in 1 day. This is it. Dogo did 2,000% in 1 day. Elevate did 816% profit in a day. Pepe Trump did 423% in a day. So if these coins, by a third-party validated site here, reporting these results, it then becomes feasible to think, well, okay, if Aurum's doing 10 to 15% in a month, and these guys are doing 2,000 in a day, it kind of lets you think, wow, maybe there's a possibility here. Because for any of these coins to move, it starts at 1%, then 2, then 3, then 4. Like if we take any of them, if we take Elevate, that day it had to do 1%, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 10%, then 20%, then 50%, then 100%, then 200%. All the AI needs to do is watch that trend, is to check all the news information on the token, and to just go in and grab a little piece of profit. It's called spot trading. They don't do future trading. They don't risk the account. It's called high frequency spot trading. They watch a trend, they test it again, they go, hey, I'll take a little bit of profit, in and out. They only want to grab a little piece. They're not going to stay on because these things go up and down. It's very, very volatile, but it's an incredible product. In my humble estimation, it's called the EXI bot. They have about 10 of these things. That's just one of them. They have another one called the EXI Pro bot. They have other bots called the Zeus bot. They have a new one called the Nero bot. There's lots of these bots. But anyway, let's finish now with the card. We did mention the card earlier, and the interesting thing is it does not require KYC. No KYC. KYC means know your customer or know your client. They have set up a neobank on Telegram, a decentralized communication channel, Telegram. They do not ask for your passport, driver's license, utility bill, or bank statement. You can get one of these cards. Now, the physical card is difficult to get. They generally hand those out at events, or if you're in the region of the office with appointment, you can maybe book one of those. They are looking for a supplier to deliver the physical cards, but Nonetheless, the virtual card is available in 10 seconds, instantly, as soon as you set it up. You could have that on your smartphone, you double click, you tap. And the idea of this card is you can import crypto from any platform in the world. Let's say you have it on Binance or Coinbase, or I don't know, some of these exchanges. Kraken is one of them. Trust Wallet. You can import your USDT, press top up, and put that on a card. Now you can go to the shop and spend cryptocurrency anywhere in the world. It's a phenomenal product, and only at 2.2% top up fee. That's a very, very, very good rate. Anyway, I'll just show you the card in operation. This was a transaction done last June 2025, a transaction done in the UK where a customer stopped the trading bot. He went stop bot, top up card, and sent the USDT to the card, and off we went to the shop. Let's have a look.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Mina.
So that's our presentation over, guys. We've had a good, thorough look at the company talent. We've had a look at the company structure and some of the licensing. We then delved into some of the product ranges that they're preparing for the community, and some that are up and running. We've had a look at the card. We've had a look. They do have another product. They have real world assets in gold. They're doing another one with real estate very, very soon as well. And that's really it. In 25 minutes, we can give you a fair enough overview. Now, some people have asked, would I be able to maybe mention the affiliate program and could give my views on that? I certainly can, for those of you who'd like to stay on. For those of you who are just interested in the company and the product, you're good to go right now. Do get back to the person that invited you here. Get your very valid questions answered. That's important. Do your own due diligence. Yeah, seek professional advice. It's always good advice to do that. And whatever decision you come up with, I hope it's the right one you make for you and your family. However, for those of you who would like to stay on just for 5 minutes, I can show you the affiliate program. It's quite interesting. So here we go. Affiliate programs are very popular. I know that Tesco in Europe, a very big shopping brand, has an affiliate program. I know that Apple Communications has an affiliate program. I know that probably the biggest one is probably Amazon. They have a very good affiliate program. I know that Binance have an affiliate program, and Aurum have decided to have one as well. Now, an affiliate program is very simple. It's just a reward for recommending a customer to a platform. For instance, Apple. If you like Apple products, if you're a fan of Apple, you can go to Apple's website, scroll to the bottom, click affiliate program, register there for free. And by the way, this one's free as well. This doesn't cost anything. This affiliate link comes with your account. You either use it or you don't. There's no harm done. But let's say you like an Apple product and you send somebody the affiliate link and the customer goes online and orders an Apple product, you get paid by Apple. Why? Because Apple didn't have to advertise on TV. They didn't have to advertise on radio. They didn't have to advertise in magazines. They didn't have to pay Facebook marketing. They didn't have to pay Google ads. They pay you because you recommended the product. That's what an affiliate program is. It's simple. All the companies are doing. There's a bank in the UK doing it. You bring one customer from another branch to that bank. They will put 100 in your account for bringing the customer, and they'll give the new customer a brand new 100 as well. The invited customer will get 100 free money in their account. You'll get 100 for inviting a customer. Like, that's what an affiliate program is. It's word of mouth recommendation. Now, everybody starts as a Nova. Nova means new. And if a customer liked this product and registered on your affiliate link, you're going to get 3% of the deposit. That's it. One time, 3%. Unless the customer does a top up or the customer decides to add some more money later. Every time your customer makes a deposit in that EXI bot, the one we looked at on this call, you're getting 3% on that deposit. So if they deposit $100, you get $3. You're not going to get rich. But if they do another 100, you get another $3. If they do 1,000, you get $30. If they do 10,000, you get $300. It's a one-time bonus each time a deposit is made. That's it. It's a one-tier, simple affiliate program, not multi-level or anything like that. Now, if you'd like a pay rise, and most people do, if you'd like a pay rise to 5% instead of 3%, all you need to do is accumulate $7,500 in total team trading in your entire organization. So you might only have 1 or 2 customers, and they might have 1 or 2 customers each, and that might have 1, and he might have 1, and he might have none, and this guy has another 2. When the total customer trading volume has accumulated to $7,500, you get promoted instantly. Instead of 3% that you used to get, you're getting 5% on all your own personal customer deposits. Imagine one of your customers told somebody else, they get the 3, you get 2. You get the difference between your 5 and whoever brings the customer. If you bring the customer, you get 5. If somebody else brings the customer, you get 2, because the customer gets 3% for bringing another customer. So everybody gets paid. You also get a $100 instant bonus the minute you achieve it. And then from that moment on, every single day, the company rewards you with a matching bonus equal to 5% of every customer's profit. Your customers, their customers, their customers, their customers, their customers, to infinity generations. If you're the only Voyager on the line, you're getting 5% on the profits generated by every customer. Let's say I was your customer as an example, and I made $100 tomorrow. You get $5. Let's say the next day I got another $100. You get $5. Let's say the next day I made $200. You get $10. But every single customer that you bring and they bring and they bring, you're getting this 5% every day over and over again on every profit. So this Voyager rank is a very important step to take. You should do it in your first 72 hours. Yeah. If you're half serious about it, you should do it in 72 hours. Now, who wants 5% when we can clearly see there's 7% available? Look at this 7%. How do you do this? Simple. When that $7,500 grows and rises, and the team and community grows, and the deposits jump up to 25,000 in total, it could be 2 customers, 10 customers, or 10,000, doesn't matter. As soon as there's 25,000 in the entire group structure trading of 25,000 volume, and as long as there are 2 Voyagers in the structure, now here's the great news. You don't need to find these superstars. They could appear anywhere in depth in your organization. Once those are achieved, and your personal contribution is now trading at $300, you get a $500 instant bonus. You get 7% on your own customer deposits. If one of your customers brings a customer, they're Novas, they get 3%, remember? You get 4%. They're getting 3, you're getting more than they. You don't even know who these customers are, because it's the difference from where you're ranked at 7% and where the customer's joining at 3. You get that 4% on every deposit to infinity generations. You get 7.5% every day on the profits generated by all of your customers. It's incredible. So if you've understood what I've said in those first 3 promotions, then you understand 70 to 80% of our comp plan. And in terms of an overview, that's probably enough, but suffice to say that if you prefer 9%, the 25,000 total team trading needs to grow to 62.5. You need a little bit more structure in your organization. Your personal contribution goes now to $750. You get a $1,000 instant bonus. You get 10% match every day on the profits of all customers, unless you're outranked by some of these guys. If you've got a Voyager on the line, they're getting 5, and you're getting the difference between 10 and 5. You're getting 5 and they're getting 5. That's very fair. On open line of business, you're getting 10% on every profit. You're getting 9% on deposits. Simple, simple, simple. If you go Nexus, you get a $2,000 bonus. Oracles get 5. Primes get $10,000, and there are 15 of these ranks. The next one is Elite. They get 20,000. Magnets get 50. Mythoses get 100. Legends get 150. And if you'd like to be one of Bryan Benson's millionaires, we listened to him earlier on this call where he said, I want to generate 1,000 millionaires. I have no doubt that if you make your way to Dominion, many people have done it in 6 or 7 months, you are one of Bryan Benson's millionaires, because this $500,000 instant cash bonus arrives in your account without request. It arrives without waiting to the weekend or waiting to the end of the month. In fact, if you reach the rank, by the time it takes you to log in, the money's already there. This 500,000 plus the 150 you previously got, and the 100 and the 50 and the 20, there's $820,000 of income. What about what we saw on the first page? What about these direct bonuses and these profit on profit, daily profit sharing bonus? What about these shareholder bonuses? All of that combined means you're one of Bryan Benson's millionaires. Now, for some people, that's too much. Some people are happy with an extra 100 a week, an extra 100 a month, just something to keep the wolf from the door, something just to ease the pain. There's something here for everybody. If you want 100 a day, it's here. If you want 100 an hour, it's here as well. It's down to your appetite for success. It's down to your willingness to learn. It's down to your willingness to go to work. But please don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. It takes time, effort, and work. And if you're prepared to do that, get your valid questions answered. And I hope the decision you come up with is the right one for you and for your family. With that said, that's my overview. The opinions and views are my own personal views, not to be considered any financial advice. But again, please get back to the person that shared this link with you. Do your due diligence, and I hope the decision is the right one for you and your family. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.
Recording stopped.